Hello and welcome to Mists of Time Emporium. So glad you joined us today. We're going to be stepping into the fairy world of Brian Froud, Brian and Wendy Froud, and we're going to be taking a look at the Heart of Faerie Oracle. So this is the box. This is a vintage deck. It's not that hard to get a hold of, but it is expensive in most cases now. So I'll read a little bit from the back of the box. This fairy deck was created after the mass market brown version of the deck. This stock is a little bit thicker. It's that's the back of the cards. It's a nicer stock. And it was made from a lot of the images that were in his fairy book. So let me read the back of the box. From the acclaimed fairy artist Brian and Wendy Froud comes a delightful and spiritual guide that invites readers to connect with fairies and learn useful wisdom that will enhance their lives and personal relationships. The Heart of Faerie Oracle contained 68 cards, illustrated by Brian Froud, and an accompanying guidebook written by Wendy Froud. The package features many enchanting fairy images such as the Queen of the Golden Bow and the Temptation. The 160-page illustrated book describes the emotional and practical nature of the cards and offers a variety of techniques for using the set. And it's a hard cover book. And then inside, it's really nice. This is a nice copy. It's still in pretty good condition. You see there's drawings, and then there's the description of the card. There's some quotes. It is wise to be foolish in the land of Faerie. Faerie is a topsy-turvy world full of mirror reversals and paradoxes. Fairies delight in disguise, cloaking themselves, often hiding their true natures beneath veils of semblance and masks of shadow. So let's take a look at the cards now. So there's 68 cards. It's an oracle deck, so it's a large oracle deck. And there are 3 unnamed cards. If you're familiar with Brian Froud's work, you'll be familiar with a lot of this style of images. I'm going to put these over here. So that is the Queen of the Golden Bow, and it's just so beautiful. These cards are so detailed, and I think they're great for reading because you can interpret them in many ways and see, your focus will go on a particular part of the image for particular readings. Maybe we'll take a look at a card at the end. We'll just pull a random card quickly. This deck really does take you into another world. On the days that I'm working with Faerie, I usually will leave a little cream or butter offering for them. Or both. Again, it's a very generous 68 card deck. So there's a broad range of fairies. And other creatures. It's an amazing world to be able to take a peek into. So this card always reminds me of something that I like to say, that it's wonderful to be childlike. We don't need childish. And there's a big difference between the two. And I think this card expresses that childlike wonder and joy. Always loved the crone. Been doing a lot of work with her through winter. Again, this is a beautiful deck. You know, and if you're looking for it, trust that it will come to you in the right time. You don't have to pay $500, $1,000 for a deck. I mean, unless you want to, that's of course your choice. But when the time is right, your deck will come to you. The Fairy of Naughtiness. The Pan. The Lady of Leprechauns. Again, so many delightful, magical creatures. The Frouds have been part of our lives for many, many years. We love their works. And again, some of these, you know, they're not at what they seem at first glance. For instance, this card, this is a very good example. So you see it that way, and then you see it that way. I also like to keep little elemental elements such as these when I'm working with fairies too. I just feel like an acknowledgement of where they normally reside, and kind of to make them feel welcome when we work together. That's the box cover image. All right, those are the 68 cards. So let's do, I'm gonna shuffle off camera here. You'll probably see the camera wiggling. I'm just gonna do a couple shuffles just to pull a card so you can get an example of what's in the book. Because they really, it's, you know, it is a book. It's like reading little stories. And also I wanted to mention that when I buy used decks, vintage decks in particular, I sage the box, I sage the book, I sage whatever comes with the deck, and I sage each card individually. And that way it helps, returning, bond with the deck as well. You know, your bonding energies when I just go around, I make this motion. I actually sing a little song of cleanse and purify, and I go around the card for each and every card. So 65, the returning. Profound change, new perspective, understanding. What is returning? Is it the end? Hardly. There is no end in Faerie. Where has this fairy been? What has she seen, and what has she brought back with her? A pearl of wisdom? A unicorn horn? What tales will she tell you? The paths you follow flow into each other, and end of one path is the beginning of another as you journey deeper into the heart of the realm. The returning is coming home, coming back to a place that is no longer only where you started from, but somewhere much more profound. You can't return and expect things to have remained the same while you were away. Everything shifts and changes, moving on and metamorphosizing into something new. If you draw the returning, think about what it is that you really wish to change in your life. As you sit with the returning before you, visualize what would happen if you just walked out of the room for a moment and upon returning found that your understanding of a present situation has changed in a profound way. What would it take to make that change happen? What could you do? How would you need to feel to shift your perspective? Sometimes, by taking a moment to return to where you are now, you will be able to see the moment with greater clarity and insight, and the next step on your ongoing journey will become clearer as well. And so it is. Thank you for joining me here today. It's truly appreciated. Please like and subscribe. That is very, very much appreciated. And we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.